All right, if you are struggling with thin brows, thick brows, uneven brows, whatever your situation, but you have no idea what to use on your brows, you want to watch this live. And I'm not going to teach you alone. I got my girl Kluermoi with me, and I'm super excited to have her. So join on in. If you are actually live watching this, you know this is the second time around that we are trying to get our connection and everything else together. So I want you guys to come on in, jump on in. If this is your first time here, my name is Z, and I'm super excited to be with you guys tonight. You guys, I created the platform Beautiful Us University so that everyday Black women can feel confident in applying their makeup. But tonight we are focused on brows and what brow tools are going to work best for you. And I got my girl Kluermoi, so I'm going to bring her in. Come on in, and I'm going to that this works this time. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.
Can you see me?
There we go. I can.
Period.
Fantastic. Okay. Because I was like, I ain't going to be able to take it. I just can't look at a black screen. Now, I miss you so much.
Oh, I miss you too.
And I appreciate you too. I know you don't be, going live with the people. You don't be live with me. I know you don't be going live with the people, so I want to just tell you thank you.
Oh, listen,
I appreciate you so much for that.
Anything for you, because when I'm in your city, you be hooking us up. So anything for you.
Listen. I'm gonna make sure y'all eat now. Okay. All right. So you guys listen. Tonight we are talking about the best brow tools, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna just do our brows for you. And I wanted to make sure that I invited somebody that one knows what she's doing. Kluermoi, I'm gonna let you tell a little bit about yourself. Oh. But before you do, you guys, I met Kluermoi on when I had first started doing makeup. We were actually on a cruise. Somebody put together a glam cruise, and Kluermoi was one of the instructors. She was so sweet, so nice, so genuine. It was just a fantastic experience. And meeting her, her energy and her spirit was just infectious. So I am super excited to have her to share her expertise and have a little girl time, you know what I'm saying? So, Kluermoi, introduce yourself to the people.
Hey, y'all. Also, you know what? It's crazy because I'm always on my stories, but right now I'm nervous. And I'm not a nervous person. Okay, so my name is Kluermoi. Kluermoi actually stands for Color Pretty in Dutch. I've been doing makeup for forever, honestly. I think I was born doing my eyebrows. As you can see, I barely have any because I've been messing around with them for so long. So I actually stopped doing makeup on clients like several years ago, and now I am just an influencer. I do my hair and makeup online, and that's it. Yeah, I just be chilling, minding my business.
I love that. I love that. I love that. So you know, I just recently stopped doing makeup on clients.
No,
so
I did not know that.
Yes. So I retired from doing makeup in January. That was my last hoorah.
Can I ask you why? Oh, you were over it. You just said you were over it.
Yeah, I mean, I was over it, but it was just a lot of different reasons. One, I never set out to do makeup. That was never the goal. It just ended up working out. But also I was burnt out. I wasn't enjoying it anymore. And there's a level of validation that comes when like you do a client's makeup and you're like waiting for them to say, oh, you did a good job. And it kind of takes a toll on you mentally in other areas. And I was tired of that. I was tired of the hustle and trading, you know, my time for money. So I can't have a sick day. You know what I mean?
You can't cancel on somebody. This is not like, if you have an appointment, it just doesn't work.
Yeah, it just doesn't work because that day is important to them. regardless of if you feel well or
Right.
you don't. You know what I'm saying? So I was just kind of ready to get out of the freelancing world of surviving. For me, it was a spirit of survival that I just did not like. So
You know what?
yeah, I
Same
was
for
like, yeah,
me. I started doing makeup and hair just because I was good at doing it on myself. So other people would ask me to do theirs, and because I used to be a yes woman, now I say no to everything. Okay, except to you. I never said no. You know, at first when I started, I
yeah,
was just doing everybody's hair. I used to braid all the boys' hair in high school and stuff, and I started to make money. And coming from a single
yeah,
parent household, making your own money at a young age is kind of what you have to do, you know? So it just
yeah.
stuck with me. But I recently graduated from school. I'm still gonna go back with my psychology degree, but I still need to go back. Thank you, because I want to be a
Congratulations.
therapist. But in the meantime, I'm still always in love with anything beauty, you know, like
Yeah.
it's just everything to me.
Fantastic. I love that for you. And I love that you are going to be a therapist. I know that your own mental health journey has been one for the books, but I think that there's going to be such an amazing like value. Your experience is
Exactly.
going to be so valuable to the clients that you serve.
Exactly.
So that's so
Thank
good for
you.
you. I'm so
Thank you.
happy.
But
There
that's
you
exactly
go,
how I
girl.
feel. Like, because of what I struggled with my mental health, and whenever I would talk to other women, they would always be like, no, I don't want to take antidepressants. I'm scared. No, there's such a stigma around it that it's like, no, look at me. I'm the same exact person. I just am not sad all the time anymore, you know? So that's why I think, and
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
listening to people. I love listening to people, you know, giving advice. So it's just right up my alley.
Yeah, that is so exciting. Y'all listen, I feel like tonight is about to be fruitful again. So go ahead and put your fruit in the comments because it's about to go down, y'all. It's about to go down. It's always more than
Right.
makeup, you guys. Makeup is just, just the outward subject, but y'all, it's so much deeper than that because our confidence is affected by how
Mm.
we look. And I know I've heard so many clients who are insecure about how they look because of their brows. I can't tell you how many times I've heard, if I could just do my brows, if I could just learn how to get them like this. And so this is why I wanted to have this live to show you guys and give you a real tangible way of starting, learning how to do your brows the right way. So let's talk about brow
Mm.
tools.
Mm. Please,
And
let's.
there are so many brow tools out there. Now everything is trending. I'm not without the trends and stuff. I just wanna just put the
Yeah,
brows on.
you know
I
what?
don't need
It's
all.
funny you said that, because I also had to stop working with so many brands because I have one face. And it's only a few products that I use. Well, there's a lot of products that I use, but I didn't want to do anything trendy because that's not what I use. I've been using what I'm using for years, you
Yes,
know? So,
that's me.
yeah, continue.
That's me. Look, that's me. That's definitely me. When I teach my students, I have, and especially like newcomers that's into my community, they're asking, "Have you tried
I
this? Have you
haven't.
tried this?" I'm like, "No." Look, I've been using the same.
And I
Let
just
me show you my black
repurchased
opal
what
stick.
works for me.
Look at my black opal stick. Their logo is not even the
Oh, you're
same.
right.
This is how long I've had this, right? So I use what I know works. The only reason why I will step out and maybe try something different is to cater and test products for the students that I'm serving. But otherwise, if it was just me, oh, we're gonna stick
I
to
have to
Maybelline Fit
really be
Me.
in love with something. I have to really be
Yeah.
like, the last makeup thing that I recently bought is this palette from Denise Myrex. Because I had
Mm-hmm.
not bought a
Mm-hmm.
highlighter, which I'm wearing right now, y'all. I had not bought a
Oh, you
highlighter
cute
in
girl.
so long because you have so many highlighters, you know? And I bought this. But
Right.
as far as eyeshadows and stuff like that, girl,
Yeah. No, I'm definitely not, consider a makeup junkie. I don't consider myself a
I
makeup
think I'm a
junkie.
retired
But
makeup
I want
junkie.
to help. You say you are?
Retired.
Yeah, okay, okay. Well, that's good. Good. Well, I want to introduce some brow tools. So I'm going to throw some out there and you just tell me like, okay, how do you feel about
Okay.
it? So what we were originally familiar with, I remember when this was really popping and trending, was the Anastasia brow
The brow
Hills,
pomade.
Anastasia Beverly Hills brow pomade. Now, I have my own personal opinions about pomades, gels, and I have my favorite tool, but how do you feel about a pomade? Or describe it to the people exactly what a brow pomade is and what your thoughts are on it.
So a brow pomade, and the first one that went viral for ours back then, it's just a brow gel, right? It's just like, if you think about a cream eyeliner, it's a brow gel, but it's thicker. It's a brow cream. It's a brow cream, but thicker. And it lasts a lot. It's supposed to last a lot longer than eyebrow pencils, you know, or eyebrow powders. So I used to use this faithfully. I do not use it anymore.
Why don't you use it anymore?
I don't use it anymore because I find that eyebrow pencils give me a softer look. And eyebrow pencils are quicker.
Yeah.
You know, they're quicker. And sometimes, depending on the pomade, the pomade does dry out after some time. So you can have a...
Yeah, so I've had this
and
for
it's
a
still
long
good?
time. No.
Right, and look how much product you have in there that it's not, you can't use it no more, you know?
Yeah. And the only reason why I keep this is for demonstration purposes so that I can show people the difference.
If I show you how many I have of that I don't use, it's just... And I don't like having stuff that I don't use. I just don't like that.
Yeah. 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 Okay, has anybody in the comments, let us know in the comments if you've ever used a brow pomade. Have you ever heard of one? Was this your first time hearing of a brow pomade? Let us know. We got a comment down here that says, nope, I didn't like it.
It used to be really popular, though. It was just brow pomade.
Yeah. No, it was absolutely popular. So that is one tool, you guys, that you can use, which is a brow pomade. Obviously neither one of us uses it right now, but just to let those beginners know, when you're out there in the stores and you're looking like, what is this? That's exactly what it is. So I'm going to move on to the next one. This one is a brow powder. So what's your experience with brow powder?
I use a brow powder about every day. And I'm actually going to use it today. It depends on what I'm doing with my brows. So lately, I've been liking a lighter brow. So I would still use my eyebrow pencil, but my eyebrow pencil is too light. But then I go in with the brow powder that just makes it a little bit deeper.
And then when you make it deeper, do you feel like that blends better with your natural hairs that are already there, so it doesn't look...
Oh, it doesn't look disconnected at all. I've never had that problem, but I also go in with a brow gel to kind of blend it all together. Let me tell you something. I use 5 different products for my eyebrows. But that includes tools. That includes the tools.
Got you. Okay, let me go to the comments. I don't want to skip anybody. I have tried, but I don't like the pomades. Either they dry a little harsh and dark. Nope, that too, but I guess I'm not doing something right. I like powder. So we have somebody else that likes powder as well. So my thing with powder is not bad for me, in my opinion. It's just that when I'm teaching beginners, I feel like a pencil is just easier for them to navigate than picking up an angled brush or whatever other applicator you're going to use to apply the powder. So powders aren't bad. I do feel like they do help with softening the brow, making sure that as long as you have the right color, then I think they help, you know, with softening the brow. Yeah, that's kind of where I am with powder. So I wouldn't use
powder on its own. Not for me, because I don't have the back tail of my brow. So I wouldn't use powder just on my skin because it's just gonna fade. It's not gonna last, you know. But if you do have a fuller brow, then you can definitely get away with powder. Yeah.
Okay, you guys hear that? Put that note in the comments. With a fuller brow, you can get away with powder? I want y'all to put that in the comments now. I want y'all to take notes. Note takers are game changers, all right? Okay. Now, before we move on to some other tools, I need to take a pause for the cause, y'all. I need to do my commercial again. I had did my commercial earlier, but I need to do it again. You guys, listen. If you need some makeup brushes that are going to actually help you and not confuse you, I want you to check out Matter brushes, you guys. This is my brush set, which I should have called a brush system, because all of the brushes work very well together because they are numbered in the order in which you should use them. Oh my God, I love brush
system. I love that. Because it really is.
That way you're not confused. You're not as overwhelmed as you were. Because a lot of times, I'm going to tell you how people brushes look. They look like this. Don't tell it.
But this is cute, though. This is cute.
It's very cute. They look like this. And even when it looks like this, a lot of beginners are just picking up one brush and they're using it for absolutely everything. And what I was saying earlier was, I enjoy eating my spaghetti with a fork because it's the best tool. It's better than using a spoon to eat my spaghetti with, right? So if I have the best tools to do my makeup with, I can enjoy that experience. And another thing that's great about these brushes is they actually have the names on them. It's not cute, fancy names. They're literally labeled so that you can know what's going to come next in the application. All right? So I want you to go and make sure you grab Matter brushes from matterbrushes.com, because your beauty matters. I'm telling you, you can cut your application down in half and you can actually enjoy applying because you're sure about your next step, okay? All right. Make sure you go get you some Matter brushes. Now, if you got Matter brushes, testify.
You know what? I just want to add that you really did name these brushes perfectly, because I just got my system today, and I grabbed a brush. But as experience, I just grabbed the brush that I was gonna use to blend out the concealer, and I just looked at the name and it says blend harsh lines. So it's not just the name, it's actually giving you like a quick instruction. Okay, period. Yes. Wow, okay.
You are so funny. Okay, so now the brush that we are going to use, though, we're actually going to use the first brush, which is the F1E1 brush. And so the F1E1 brush that's in the set is double-ended. And the reason why I did a double end, Kluermoi, is because, you know, we need that flat end so that we can actually sculpt the brow. But we need that fluffy end so that we can actually blend the concealer in. And we have synthetic hairs here, so the cream, you know, won't get caught into the natural
hairs. Okay, so let me embarrass myself. The brush that I use.
No. Let me tell y'all, I literally just sent Kluermoi these brushes like 2 minutes ago. Like she just
got here at 7:50.
Yeah, like 10 minutes before we went live. So that's because my mind is short. So y'all pray for my mind. But using this brush is definitely very helpful, and it helps you again get through your application quickly because it's shaped right and it has the right bristles so that it doesn't, you know, gather, and it can blend everything smoothly. So I'm excited to use this brush tonight.
So the brush that I've been using for years, I don't know where I got it from. Mind you, I have like 50 brushes. I don't know. But I don't know where I got this brush from, but I've had it since the beginning of Instagram. Y'all, don't laugh at me. But
oh, come on now. Don't laugh, y'all. Don't laugh. Straight
listen,
face,
it worked. It worked.
But you know what? That's a testament to not following the trends. You know what I'm saying? It's a testament to finding what works and sticking to it and not hopping all over the place. And I think what happens is we see one person doing this, one person doing that, one person doing this, and we jump on everything when really you just need to find what works for you. That's how I feel too. If it worked, it worked. So that's awesome. Now we're gonna retire that brush though. we gonna get that brush honorable mention, and we're gonna
I ain't
bring
never gonna
in.
throw her away, but I'm gonna put her down. I'm gonna put her down.
Yeah, look, put her in a frame. I love it. Okay, I have another tool that I want to pull out. So we talked about pomade, y'all. We talked about powder. Let's talk about brow gels and that entire category. So I saw that you held up the Anastasia. What's that the
Yeah, it's
Anastasia
the Anastasia brow in Brunette.
Okay, yeah. So I have Brunette, and then I also, when I was doing makeup, I had Auburn as
Okay,
well.
I think
So
I have Auburn too.
but it doesn't. It's not like
I
as popping as
don't
the
think
Brunette.
I do.
And I have a couple of other ones. So I have the NYX Tinted Brow Mascara in chocolate, my OG.
That they don't make no more.
Baby, we need a moment of silence because I'm
I
mad.
actually listen,
mad.
when I get mad, I leave reviews. So I actually have to let them know myself personally.
Yeah, you know, this was.
Is that boy girl? That's
Why y'all
boy
keep
girl?
going messing us? Yes, girl, boy, whatever it's called. Yes. Why would you get rid of this?
I had mine for years and I'm completely out. Like I think because you know you don't throw away your MAC empties. You collect them and then go to MAC and get you a free lipstick.
Come on, she's dropping some gems for the people, for all you makeup hoarders out there.
If you have any empty makeup from MAC Cosmetics, don't throw away the packaging. Once you have about 6 of them, you can go inside the store and get a free lipstick. But anyways, yeah, when that finished and I went online, because I didn't know they had discontinued, I went online to see if I could order it, and the reviews for whatever new one they have is terrible. So I didn't even bother.
Yeah, I didn't even buy it either. Like I was so upset. But I have found a couple of dupes that I use
I'm sorry
on
to cut
days.
you, but someone just said something really great about using black for your eyebrows.
Okay, so let's definitely talk about that. So if you guys have been paying attention to my feed or any of my campaigns that are running, if you see me on social media, I have a couple of billboards that I have, some graphics that I've created as if the Sharpies are talking, right? So Sharpies are really, really black, you guys, and we don't want to have Sharpie brows, which is using a really, really dark brow pencil for your brows. What it does, it really makes your makeup look harsh. It makes things look real strong and wrong, okay? So you don't want to, you want to look soft, and in order to look soft, you want to use a lighter brow pencil that's more so in the brown family. Even if you have a skin tone like Lupita, you know, for example, a dark brown is still a great color choice and not black, because that dark brown is still going to look soft even against your chocolate skin. And we just don't want black to scare the people, okay? And then that's when these brow gels come in too. So all brow gels are not created equal. Would you agree with that?
I've only tried the MAC Cosmetic one, and now I wear the Anastasia one because I received it in PR. So I've never tried another one because I love the MAC Cosmetic one so much.
Yeah. Yeah, my heart was broken when they discontinued the MAC version, but I've had to try others because I was working on clients, and that was one of my kind of like brow hacks. If a brow was too dark or the look looked, you know, too heavy, I could use a brow tint or a brow gel to lighten the brow. So I had to figure out what is something that I can use in place of the MAC. And so the MAC brow set, of course, is discontinued. So I did try the Anastasia. And when I say use brow gel, the purpose of it for me is not to fill in the brows. It's just simply to alter the color of it. So nothing that's too heavy that's trying to fill in, but just to alter or lighten the color. So if your hair is lighter, you kind of want your brows to go lighter as well, to make your entire look cohesive. So a couple of different ones that I have are the Anastasia. I've also tried the Easy Breezy Brow Shape and Define.
From who?
This one is Honey.
L'Oreal, right?
The Covergirl.
Covergirl.
Okay. Easy Breezy Brow Shape and Define. This is the Honey Brown. And then I also have Honey Blonde. They both kind of look the same.
Do you like them?
Yeah, they get me through.
I don't want to buy nothing that says it gets me through. I don't want it.
Well, this is the thing. I'm comparing it to the MAC brow set.
Okay, yeah. I don't think we should do that, right?
No, we shouldn't. But what other choice do I have?
Okay.
And then the Anastasia, for me, it doesn't get enough product on the spoolie. I feel like they should have done a better job with the spoolie. But as you guys will see when we're about to start doing our brows, that this is one of those tools that can really help your brow hairs and application blend, as well as line the brows.
I definitely use it too, and it also helps the eyebrows stay in place as well. If you use like a clear brow gel, it can also help the brow. Well, it doesn't matter which color you use. It will also help the brows stay in place if you have much thicker brows than me.
Okay. Cool. All right. So now to the winner chicken dinner, you guys. And that is a brow pencil. So, Kluermoi, what are your favorite brow pencils that you use?
Okay. So my absolute favorite at the moment is Benefit Cosmetics. That's my favorite brow pencil for when I'm running out the door. And it's just finished. I can go in my garbage and get it, but it just finished, which is fine because it's a darker shade. But I mean, not like a darker shade that doesn't match with me. But my favorite is the Benefit Cosmetics. And I just started using the shade Auburn. So when I bought the Auburn from them, it's way too light. It doesn't work. It's terrible. So my second favorite brow pencil then would have to be Anastasia. However, before there was Anastasia, before there was Benefit, baby, there was MAC. Okay?
MAC.
It was MAC. Don't tell me. But I haven't used that in many, many years. That says my age.
Well,
listen, many years.
They changed the MAC spot too.
I haven't used it. You know, the only thing that I currently use from MAC is I just have that, but it's these two products. You know, I don't really use MAC like that no more. I do love their Studio Fix powder. Like, I'm always gonna get that. Yeah.
I think that's the only MAC product that
and
I really...
their Skinnerol,
honestly,
Mineral, whatever that thing is called.
Oh, and you know what? I use their Studio Fix concealers.
I have never tried that. And I used to work for MAC, and I don't believe I ever tried that.
Yeah, I use the Studio Fix concealers more so for correcting. That's how I teach my students to correct, because a lot of the NW shades have like an orange undertone that's really good for, you know, correcting without the orange.
Without having to use an actual corrector.
Exactly.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah. So, okay. So my favorite brow pencil right now is, well, there are two Black-owned companies. One is local, which is in Memphis, and it's Cocky Cosmetics, which you guys can go to cockycosmetics.com. And they have a brow pencil called Just Browsing. Wow. They have 3 shades. They have milk chocolate, chocolate, and dark chocolate. I like to use chocolate. And then any skin tones darker than me, I would suggest the dark chocolate. But I really like it because the payoff is really great. It's not too heavy, and it does produce it gives me a really nice and soft brow. So I really love it because it's not too waxy. It doesn't skip. There are some brow pencils that it's almost like they're crayons. You know what I mean? Like when you try it, like it's just really, I don't know. It's too much wax in it, so it looks like a crayon. And so that's one. The other one is by the Lip Bar.
Can you do me a favor? When we finish this, can you put that in your stories? These 2 eyebrow pencils.
Yeah, I got you. So the Lip Bar has two brow pencils, but the one specifically I'm talking about is the Exact Arch brow pencil. You're going to find that that brow pencil has more of a micro tip, okay? The other one, let me see if I can pull out the other. This is the other Lip Bar brow pencil, which did actually come in a PR package.
It's the thicker ones? I'm not a fan of the thicker ones.
Yeah. Yeah, the thicker ones do not give you precision like a micro brow pencil does, okay? So this is a micro tip, and then this one is more so like a thicker tip, okay? You want to avoid the thicker tip because it just doesn't give you precision like a micro tip does, okay? So the Lip Bar has the Exact Arch pencil, and I really like their color payoff, and that one doesn't skip as well. But tonight, I'm going to be using the Cocky Cosmetics pencil in chocolate.
Okay.
Let me see if I can zoom in.
I'm completely listening, but the way I'm looking at myself, I feel like my lip liner looks weird, so don't mind me, y'all. We got to do one on lipstick.
Right. Oh, yes. Absolutely. I'm going to bring you back for that one.
Hey, don't that look better, y'all?
Okay.
Okay, I'm sorry.
You good. Okay, see if you can zoom in.
How did you do it?
Like pinch, yeah. There you go. Period. Okay, so I'm going to just first give just a general rule of thumb, you guys. So when you put your pencil over your nostril, this is where the brow should start. So a lot of times I see a huge mistake. Either your brows are way too close together. I ran into somebody, her brows are way too close together. And I really just wanted to say, sis, just take your finger and do this right here. But I didn't know her like this, so I couldn't tell her. But you take your brow pencil, you put it over your nostril. You guys, this is about where your brow should start. When you put your, when you keep the brow pencil on your nostril and you turn it over your pupil, which is the darkest part of your eye, this is where your arch should be. So this is the highest point of the brow. This is where that lift should happen that we all love, okay? Keeping the pencil on your nostril and you turn it out to the corner of the eye, this is where the brow should stop. Now, let me tell y'all something. This is important. That means your brow shouldn't be back here, down here, over here. It should be in its proper place right there, okay? Now, another, you can always tell me this one. Another, this doesn't always have to be true, but it's just another, I guess, checkpoint, which is the tail of the brow, when you go all the way across, should meet the bottom of the front of the brow, okay? And that's how you have a nice balanced brow. So I typically have two different methods that I use to fill in, which I'm going to teach those methods to you guys inside of my class, my brow class, on May 29th. So if you want to learn how to do your brows super duper in depth, click the link in my bio for a free brow class, y'all. It's free. Just show it. Pull up, bring a brow pencil. Just pull up. Okay, it's free. But I'm gonna go more in depth. But Kluermoi, she can talk you through how she's gonna do her brows, and then I'm gonna demonstrate how I do mine. But I'm really excited because I know that Kluermoi is comfortable with how her brows look. There are a lot of women who actually have very thin brows, non-existent brows, and they're very.
Because I've been messing with my brows since early high school because I always had like a gap right here. And eventually, just like edges, you keep messing with them, they're going to stop growing.
And a lot of people actually either have medical conditions where their brows are non-existent, or they tweeze them, over-tweeze them over the years and damage the follicle so the hair doesn't grow back. But I'm so excited that you guys get to see two variations of what brows look like, so you guys can see that better brows are possible. Okay, so I'm going to start filling in my brows, which I just usually start on the bottom, and then I fill in whatever is missing, whatever I consider is missing. So you tell people how you do yours.
So Usually I do my brows when I don't have any makeup on, but I do have a little bit of makeup on. So because I have no brows, I mean, I do be shaving it a little bit too, but because I don't have any hair right here, that means if I put the product directly onto my skin, it's gonna get, you ever seen somebody who has oily brows, right? It's gonna look like it could slip and slide. So what I like to do is I go in with a setting powder. Period.
Come on.
No.
Period. Tell the people. Dry that brow
Exactly.
out.
Yes. That's what I'm doing. I'm removing the oil from my skin, right? So I put the setting powder all over. The one that I'm using is by Anastasia. And I'm just using it with is this a Real Technique? I believe it's a Real Technique brush. And then once I have that and I'm satisfied, you know, you don't want any oil to be on your skin when you're applying your brows, because your brows are gonna look oily and they're just gonna look like they could slip and slide off of your face. So I also want to give you guys another tip, which Z was talking about, how you're supposed to end your brows here, right? Make sure that you don't bring your brows too far down, because it's gonna age you, right? So you want to bring your brows, make sure that you don't bring it too far down, so you always give your brows a lift. First is the arch and then down. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with the Auburn brow pencil from MAC Cosmetics. Listen, I gotta get me some black owned brow pencils, okay? Because this ain't right.
That's Anastasia.
Yeah, it's Anastasia. Right? And this,
okay.
Say that again, I'm
MAC.
sorry.
You said MAC.
Oh no, did I? Oh, okay, my bad, yeah. So I'm gonna go in with the eyebrow pencil from Anastasia in shade Auburn, and it has like a nice fine tip. Now, when I first apply it, it's gonna look really light, which is why I go in with the brow pencil. So.
Yeah, pay close attention. Pay close attention.
In and fill it in.
Now she's going on top and kind of filling at the same time. So she's going on top and filling at the same time.
And if I mess it up, if I'm not satisfied with the shape right now, I am gonna go in with concealer and clean it up. But that doesn't mean that you should just draw your eyebrows any kind of way and then rely on the concealer to clean it up. I'm a little nervous, so my hand's shaking.
What you nervous about, girl? Yeah, Kluermoi can do her brows with her eyes closed. I don't know why she all nervous now.
So I'm just gonna brush it out now, right? Once you have used your brow pencil, you then want to use the spoolie, whatever spoolie you have, to brush it out. So you see the color, right? We can't go outside like this. So we're not done. Now I'm gonna take my brow powder, which is also from Anastasia Beverly Hills. You know what? I feel like I am promoting companies when I should be promoting myself. But anyways. Period. So I'm gonna be using this brow powder, and I'm gonna use the darker shade. This brow powder is also in the shade Auburn. And
so if you have the your brushes out, I added.
Yeah, I do have that one, and I've seen it, and I really do like it.
I don't know if it's gonna be
it's too flat. I feel like it's too flat. The one that I'm gonna use is a little bit more fluffier, right? Because I'm using powder.
Yeah. I didn't intend for this to be used for powder. I intended for it to be used for gel.
Right.
Liner.
For your,
that's why
exactly. Yeah. But if you do use pomade, this is also great for pomade as well. So I'm going to use this brush for powder because it's fluffier, right? If I use this brush, I'll get like a straight line, which I don't want that. So I'm going to go in, take some of that color, and I'm going to just fill it in. You see how that's blending in already? But it looks nice and soft.
It does.
Why am I using this little mirror?
Can you guys see the difference that it makes that she's adding the extra on top, especially in the areas where there's absolutely no hair? So she has to create and make sure that the front blends in with the
You see
entire
that?
brow.
That makes a big difference, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And it just gives the back end of the brow a lot deeper tone so that it blends in with the front.
I had actually bleached my brows, but they're growing out. Just because I really,
you know, I think I saw when you
yeah, I really
it.
just really appreciate a lighter brow for myself. It just makes me feel more soft, like you said, soft.
Yeah. I call it a girl next door look. Like, I be wanting to look like the girl next door and not like,
right.
you know.
So once you have something like this, I'm going to go in and I'm not going to use my old brush. I'm going to use Z's new brush. And I'm going to go in with a concealer. But this concealer is not really light. It's not like 10 shades lighter. It's about 2 shades lighter than my natural skin tone, which I prefer because if it's too light, then you just have to do a lot more work when it comes to blending. And the product that I use is from Too Faced, and I use the shade Mocha.
You guys, and the product that I use for my concealer on the brow is Milani. And my shade is Natural Sand, which I go by the numbers, which is 150. It's just easier for me to remember their numbers. But I just put a little bit on the back of my hand and just use the flat end of the first brush. Or you can use a palette.
Yeah, I actually use a palette. I cleaned it today, y'all, because I didn't want to embarrass myself. So I cleaned it. But usually it has a whole bunch of products on there. And then you want to flatten out your brush. If you can get product on both sides, because you want this brush to be really sharp. Is sharp the word I'm looking for, Z?
Yeah, I would say sharp. You want it to be as thin as possible. You want to be able to have a very thin, like you want it to be super duper flat.
Oh, and I also wanted to mention, I know how Z explained how you should do your brows, you know, hair, the arch, and then boom. Mine is a little different just because I've been doing this for a long time. So I just, the shape that I normally do for my brows isn't necessarily my natural brow bone shape. I just be doing my own
thing. But the concept still applies.
Absolutely, because you don't want your arch to be over here, you know?
Exactly. So even though Kluermoi has a lower arch, so that means that her tail kind of goes like where my tail is lower and it ends lower, her tail ends a little bit higher. However, there's still the beginning of the brow. There's still where the arch is, which is the peak of the brow, and her tail is just a little bit higher, which makes her brows look a little bit softer versus mine. My arch is a little bit more defined. So it's not a good or bad or, you know, anything like that. It's just preference. However, the concept remains the same. The principle of the brow is the same. All right. And I like to start my concealer like directly underneath the brow bone. And I just drag and make sure that it is super duper sharp.
And if you,
how do you like the brush?
I'm sorry. Oh, I actually really appreciate it. I like it. I really do. Okay, usually when I use a brush that I've never used before, I'm nervous, but no, by the first stroke, I knew that I could continue using it, and I like it. I also wanted to mention if they haven't, because a lot of the new Instagram videos, they have so much concealer when they're cleaning up their brows, right? I don't do that. I just take a little bit of concealer and I just use it where it's not supposed to, but you know, I don't use a lot.
Yeah, just where needed. And then I take this brush. I like, the reason why I shaped it this way is so that I can flatten it and just drag it down and get that concealer just a little bit away from the brow bone. So by the time I flip this brush, I flip it to the fluffy side and I'm not interrupting what I've already done, you know, filled in with my brows, and I can just fluff out any concealer. And a lot of people actually just want to be able to do their brows and go out of the house. And when you use this brush to just fluff out that concealer, it makes everything look super duper natural and not weird looking. Like sometimes people be staring at you because something looks weird and they can't put their finger on it. And we don't want you to feel or look weird. So make sure that you blend it out so it can look really natural.
Which is what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
Look at that. I'm still gonna clean up the top, you know, if you can, if you know, if and you sometimes you don't need to clean up the top, but I do need to clean up right there. Now, normally I would recommend you to use your foundation shade for this, because if you go in with that same bright shade, so the reason why we use a concealer that's lighter, right? Because it gives you a lift. So if you go in with a concealer that's lighter on top of the brows, it's just gonna look like, y'all know how they look. But because
no, you got to tell the people. You got to break it down to them.
It just
know how it looks, because some people don't know.
It looks terrible. And you know what? Not only that, if it does work for you, you're gonna have to spend a lot of time blending it out, right? If it does work for you. But what I do is, because I feel that my concealer isn't that much lighter than my face, whatever product I have left and I still wipe some off, I go in and I just kind of clean that up.
Now, if your concealer though is too light, I want you to pay attention to what we are saying. Use your foundation on top so that you can just look natural. Now, me, once I've done my face, brows are really honestly the last thing that I do. If I'm not doing like an in-depth eyeshadow look, I'm gonna do my entire face, and then brows are the last thing that I do. So I have my brows underneath highlighted with that concealer, and my foundation is already on, so I leave the top as is. But that comes when you are confident in filling your brows without depending on using concealer, which is what Kluermoi was mentioning earlier. Don't be so dependent on using concealer and just doing your brows any old kind of way. You really want to understand the structure so that when you are in a sticky situation or a time crunch, when you do your brows, you can do it without depending on taking time to sculpt them with concealer and clean.
You know, it's kind of cool that they're seeing two different brows, because my brow shape is really different from yours. Whereas I like almost like a more straighter brow. My arch is a lot small. It's not smaller, I guess, right? Listen, my first language is Dutch.
Shorter.
Yeah, my arch is shorter. My first language is Dutch, y'all. So, you know, my English ain't all that, but you get what I'm saying. So this is pretty much how I like my brows. I'm just going to blend it out a little bit more. I do feel that I want to take some of my foundation and use that on top of the brow, because I just feel like the top of my, and don't be afraid to go in and fix what you got to fix, okay? Even if you are a makeup artist working on your clients, because something that I had a problem with when I used to do makeup on people, if I messed up something, I was kind of nervous to go in and fix it when they don't even know you messed up. You know, so never.
They only know when you get nervous is when they get nervous, and that's why one of the things, actually around the time that I met you, I was focusing on how can I get faster, and in order for me to get faster, I could not focus on the things that I needed to fix.
Right.
I had to keep moving and then come back to it, because by the time I finished, then I can go back and it was easier for me to fix. If it was a brow, I could blend it in a little bit better. If it was eyeshadow, I can actually see now that everything is kind of pulled together. I can tweak those little spots. But the only way that I was able to get faster was to fix my focus on the next thing. I couldn't stay stuck in where I was messing up. So
that's another reason why I couldn't be no makeup artist. Because if you want your makeup to look like mine, you're going to have to sit as long as I sit and do this makeup. So.
No,
but you were really fast. You could do a face in like 30 minutes.
That's true.
No, I need my hour and 15. That's it.
But you know what? I think that's why my clients really like threaten me and miss me so much, because I could do it fast. So now that they have to explore other makeup artist options, they're like, oh my God, this is taking forever.
Right. Because if you 30 minutes out of me, you getting an eyelash, a brow, and some lip liner. I ain't got time for concealer.
That is hilarious. So the people want to know.
Oh, I can't see any comments. I just want to let you know that I can't see any comments.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it stopped. It was, but now it has completely stopped. So I can't see anything. So I hope it doesn't look like I'm ignoring anybody. I just can't see the comments.
No, she wanted to know what you were putting on your brow. So you put the brow gel on. So let everybody know what you put on towards the end and
Oh yeah,
why.
absolutely. So remember, Z and I, we were discussing different brow gels. So the brow gel that you see how it just blends in. So I'm good. I'm just playing.
You real good now.
So I'm actually using a brow gel, and that really just completed the whole look, you know. And it's just completed the look. It allowed my brows to kind of stay in place. And the color that I'm using is called Brunette, which is very close to like Auburn. No, Brunette is brown, Auburn is red. But am I right?
Yeah.
But it just kind of blended it all together, and I think it just looks really good. Like the brow gel should be your last step. If I was doing my whole makeup, the brow gel would have been applied after my concealer, after setting powder. It really would have been the last step. Even after my setting spray, then I would have went in with my brow gel.
So I'm gonna go in with mine, you guys. Kluermoi, I want you to do your other brow too, so that people can see like the complete look. I'm gonna go in on my brows with.
Oh, I also wanted to mention, you also want to brush your brows into the shape that you want it to be, you know, before you apply it. Like brush your brows neatly.
Yeah. And that way you can actually see what you're working with. Because some areas may not need to be filled in,
right?
You think because you haven't brushed them. So I'm gonna go in with my brow tint that I use, which is the Covergirl Easy Breezy Shape and Define. I'm gonna show you guys real quick the difference between the Anastasia one and this one. So
I forgot the powder.
This one is the Covergirl. This one is the Anastasia. I don't know if you guys can tell, but there is some like gold shimmer, kind of light reflecting something in this specific product. So as you can see, it has like the light really reflects off of it because it's kind of like a gold shimmer. This one has no shimmer in it, no gold reflects or anything like that. It's just kind of like a taupe, maybe like blonde kind of cream looking.
I don't like
situation.
the gold reflection. Do you like that?
I kind of do. I think it does well with melanin. Like it makes our melanin pop a little bit more, and it actually mimics what the MAC was doing. So that's why I kind of navigated towards choosing this one, because this one also had kind of like a gold, I don't know, almost like how gold lipstick looks is how
and
the gel
what's the
looks.
shade? What's that shade?
No, this is the same shade you got. This got gold.
Really?
It looks like a
gold.
Oh,
you are absolutely right.
If the one was...
Let me get back to what I was doing. Let me mind my business.
I can't stand you.
My business, child.
But it looks like a gold lipstick, y'all. It's just the wand, you know, the applicator is different. So that's why I navigated to that. But like I said, I don't really care for this applicator because it doesn't deposit a lot of product. But I do like this applicator, even though it deposits sometimes too much product. But I know now to just use a light hand. So I'm going to use it on this brow, on this side, so you can see the difference. And even as I'm brushing it in, you can see how it's lightening the brow.
That is beautiful.
Lifting the shade. So when I step back, I feel like I'm like, hey girl. And then I'm like, what's up? You know, that's how I feel.
No, that is really beautiful on you.
Yeah, so I like this. I like this shade difference, especially when my hair is more blonde. It really helps to soften. Like, because the roots of my hair are black and the ends of my hair is more like a dark brown, I feel like I can get away with, you know, this color brow, even though it still is soft. But when my hair is like really blonde, like light blonde, I typically lean more towards using a lighter brow tint or gel. And that way it blends in more.
Look at the difference without the powder.
Yeah. Big difference, right, y'all? Big difference. Y'all let us know in the comments. Let me know in the comments so I can let Kluermoi know what y'all saying. Let us know in the comments, what is your biggest takeaway so far? What are you learning as we're going through brows? Have you thought about your brows in this way? Are brows intimidating to you? What have you been doing that maybe you will do differently? What was the brand and shade for that gel? If you're talking about the Covergirl gel that I just used, it's the Covergirl Easy Breezy Brow Shape and Define. I have to Google this and find my shade. This one is Honey Blonde, okay? This one is Honey Blonde. There is another shade that actually, in my opinion, looks pretty much the same, and it is in Honey Brown. I don't really see a huge difference with it.
So Z, let me ask you something. Right. Do you have a favorite brow?
Yes, I do. Let me find her. I think it's my right side. My right side.
This is my favorite brow.
Yeah, my right brow gives it to me every time. I can always depend on her. She is the one. Now the one on the left, I don't like to talk down about my brows. I'm always trying to make sure that I'm speaking well about myself in every aspect. So I don't say, oh, this brow is always trouble. You know, I just say it's different. This is the one that is a little bit more adventurous, challenging rather. But I just do not. I try not to talk bad about my brows because one day it might, you know, straighten up. It might get right if I, you know, speak positive things into its brow existence, you know. So now, speaking of things, saying positive things, how do you feel about affirmations? Has that been a tool that you use in your mental health?
No, actually, it has not been a tool that I use in my mental health. Not like a lot, actually. In the beginning, it definitely was a tool. But now I have a beautiful vision board. If it was in my beauty room, I would show you guys because it's so beautiful. I have a beautiful vision board that's in my bedroom that I constantly look at. Whenever I get depressed or I'm not in the mood, I look at it this way, that I get to do it. You know, I'm more of a gratitude type of person, right? I'm very grateful for the things that I can do, the things that I get to do. It's no, even if I have to like wash the dishes, it's like I get to go wash the dishes. I get to go clean my home, you know? My brother, he passed away when he was 19 and I'm 34. I'm going to be 35 this year, yeah. And I'm 34, and because I've had so many more years than he had on this earth, I really try to appreciate it. I just remind myself that he's no longer here. I am, and I should appreciate it. I get to do these things, you know? So that's what really helps me. My vision board, gratitude, and remember, oh my God, my fiance brought my vision board. So this is my vision board.
Thank you. Look, Chris put out, look. She said, "Say less, I got you." Yes.
I don't know if you guys can see it from far. I really went all out with it. I went all out with my vision board. I have like little diamonds on it. I put my head on a nice body. You know, I really went all out with my vision board because it is something that makes me feel really good. You know, another thing that helps me with depression is a clean environment. You know, my area has to be clean. My area has to smell good. That's something that really, really helps me. And when I don't want to do it, I just remind myself that I get to do it. So
yeah, I love that. I love that. And attitude of gratitude has definitely been something that I have adopted in my life. Just probably within the last 5 years, just making sure that I'm expressing gratitude consistently because there are things that could be worse, you know, not to negate the things that are bad, but to focus and shift my focus on the things that are good. And I love, 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 and they're loving it too. A clean room, a clean environment, there's just something that it does spiritually, in my opinion, where it just relaxes you and it helps you to feel clear. Like your headspace can be a little bit clearer. It's not chaotic. You cannot function in chaos. I don't care how many people say, "Oh, this is organized chaos. This is it." You can't be 100% efficient and functional and spiritually well in chaos. So I literally cleaned my office today because I found myself avoiding working in my office. And when I avoid, okay, it's time to do something different. Now, granted, I still left and went to a cafe and worked today just because when I came home, I knew I wanted to walk into a clean space. I didn't want to, mess it up again. But I love that. I think that an attitude of gratitude is really, really powerful. I do want to go back and just share some of these takeaways. Thank you, Melissa. Y'all put the fruit down here if this is fruitful for you. Make sure you put your fruit in the comments. That's how we do it. So V says, my takeaway is to put powder on before I begin my brows. Very good. No greasy brows, okay? V said her left brow is her favorite brow. The one on the right has a struggle in the front. I know that's right. Melissa's favorite tip is the dust the sparse areas with setting powder before going in with the pencil.
You can put the setting powder on the entire brow. Even the area that has, you can, when you have, sparse brows, you don't have to just put it on the area that doesn't have any hair. You can put it on the entire brow. And then make sure you brush out the powder before you begin, putting the brow pencils.
Lachelle Boutique says, do we have to have twin brows? Now, let me tell y'all my concept on twin brows. You should always aim for twins. I know people say aim for sisters. You need to aim for twins. Because if you miss the mark, then at least you'll have sisters.
Right? It's like reach for the moon, and if you fall, you'll land at the stars.
That's right. Because if you go for sisters, you might fall on cousins. And we don't want cousin brows. That's the next relationship down, and that's too far apart, all right? So let's not have cousin brows. We don't want those, okay? So, yes, go for twins. How do you determine your brow gel shade?
That's a beautiful question, actually.
Great question. Whew, let's see. What's the best way to explain? I would say you want your brow gel to match the brow color that you're going for. So for me, my hair is usually blonde. So I want to go for a shade that is going to naturally look light without looking white, if that makes sense. I just want to take it, my brow hairs a shade up. So I'm always going for a lighter brown because that's typically what goes well with my hair. If you are darker skin complected, as you can see, Kluermoi is kind of like a middle shade in my opinion. She goes for brown, brunette, kind of a mix of brunette and Auburn brows. So she wants to choose brow products that's going to blend well together and also still show up on her skin tone. If you are deeper skin complected and you don't want, super lighter brows, but you do want to make sure that your brows are not terribly dark, then I would say to go for maybe a dark brown here, which is still lighter than. Yeah, this is actually Auburn.
They got Auburn?
You got Auburn? No, you got Brunette.
I need to get me Auburn.
So funny, girl. So Auburn is actually a darker shade, but it's still going to be lighter than probably what you're using as your brow pencil. Another thing I wanted to mention as well is, you guys, the process of makeup is buying and trying. what I'm teaching you what to buy and how to apply, but I cannot cheat the process. You cannot cheat the process. And the process, just plain old and simple, is you buy it and you try it. If you don't like it, then you have to return it. But everybody has to buy a product that they've never tried before and take it home and figure out if they like it or they don't. So this is just one of those things too. I purchased several of these brow gels from, you know, different brands, just so I can see, oh, this worked, this didn't work. I don't have in front of me the things that didn't work because I returned it. Okay. So buy and try, y'all, and don't be afraid.
I keep forgetting there's a brush at the end of this one, so I put it down and I'm like, oh, wait a minute. I like that.
Yeah, yeah.
I really appreciate that. Also makes it easy for traveling. You know, I don't have to carry too many brushes because, yeah, I really like this. I really, really like this.
Thank you. Thank you
absolutely.
so much.
Wow.
Oh, help glow _Indu said, I'm shaving my eyebrows tomorrow.
Don't do it. Because let me tell you a funny story.
Don't shave them.
I was in a hotel. The hotel caught fire. I went eyebrows before I ran out the hotel. Don't shave your eyebrows. Keep them. Because when there's a fire, you need to be able to run outside and still look good. Okay? I filled in my brows before I ran out that burning hotel. And the news was there and everything.
Oh my.
I said, oh, no, you're not getting me.
Kluermoi, don't tell nobody else this.
Listen, we got to keep it real. Keep your brows.
Don't tell nobody that your brows are more important than saving your life and getting out the building.
Keep your brows. Do not shave them off.
Don't shave them off, y'all. Yeah, I got the... Oh, guess what, y'all? When I cleaned up today, I moved my charger. And I thought I had to go and run and get my charger, but I actually put it in a place that's more convenient. I had to adjust. Anyway. Okay, Kluermoi, your brows look amazing.
Thank you. I think I'm finished.
Rashawn Stacy says, Kluermoi, can you show the products you used again?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And I'll send you, Z, I will send you the products that I use so you can also put it in your stories so everybody can check out your stories. So I used a new brush, which I really appreciate. It's from Z, Apply Corrector and Concealer. Sorry. I like this. Okay, so I use Z's new brush, which also tells you what it's for, which is corrector or concealer. I use it for concealer. This is the tool that I use. Then I use this brow gel at the end. Maybe I should go in order. Okay. So first I used a setting powder, right? And I used that to kind of take off the oil from my skin. And then I brushed it out. Then I went in with my brow pencil. And the brow pencil that I'm currently using is from Anastasia Beverly Hills. And the shade is in Auburn. I'm planning on going to a black owned, you know, like Z over there. So I am going to try a different brow pencil, but I do really like this one. And it's Auburn from Anastasia. Then I went in with some brow powder. And the brow powder that I'm using is also called Auburn. So you won't be confused. They're both called Auburn, you know, if you do decide to purchase them. And I went in with the brow powder Auburn, but I only use the shade in the back. I only use this shade. I use this shade when I have blonde hair. Yeah, I gotta go to my page. I got a blonde wig on. But yeah, I use this one. And then I use some concealer. The concealer that I'm using is from Too Faced, Born This Way. And then
what color are you
in the concealer? Oh, I'm in mocha.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in mocha. And then lastly is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Gel. And the shade that I have is Brunette.
Listen, y'all, I want y'all to put your hand claps in the comments. I want to see fruit in the comments. You guys, tonight has been phenomenal.
Can I back this up?
Yeah, I'm so excited. Y'all, Kluermoi does not go live with the people, okay? But she did it for me, and I'm so, so thankful and grateful. I've been thankful and grateful ever since she said yes.
Aww.
I just really, really appreciate your spirit. I love when you visit Memphis. You know, I'd be a little hesitant to come to the Bronx, baby. I be like, oh, child. The last time I was in New York, it just
Don't wear
about
your
took me out.
designers, but come on.
That's why. Why would I come if I can't wear what I want to wear?
Girl, the other day, I have to go back in the house. I said, oh, no. But I'm usually in the car. I'm just kidding. I actually do enjoy the Bronx. I really love it. My neighbors are amazing. I don't know. I like it. I love it. I have a big, huge apartment. I don't know. I like it, yeah.
Okay, huge apartment in
Exactly.
New York. Come on, that's unheard of. But I love you. I appreciate you so much. I'm just wishing you well. I'm so excited. Congratulations again on your graduation and your continued education. I just cannot wait to see you thrive in that space. So I appreciate you so much. You guys, listen, I want you guys. I'm gonna call. She gonna FaceTime while I'm live.
And she gonna keep calling until you answer.
Right. She gonna keep on. But I want you guys to go and light up Kluermoi's page, you guys. She has some beautiful videos, transformations. She's showing you how to get your wig life together so your lace won't be slipping, okay? She's showing you how to get your makeup together so that it looks natural, it looks beautiful, but it's also popping at the same time. Y'all know I don't be playing all that extra dramatic and over the top. Yeah. So that's why I got Kluermoi here. Okay, so make sure you guys go and visit her. If you're new here, I would love to have you inside of my community. You can like my page. You can find me in the links in my bio. But especially if you want to learn how to do your brows from scratch, I'm going to show you step by step from A, B, all the way to Z, which is really not that, it's not that hard. But May 29th, I have a free brow class. I would love for you guys to come, show up, enjoy, and learn and achieve the brows that you really want. But this has been fantastic. Oh, one more thing. The brushes that we were using was from my brush line, you guys. It's called Matter Brushes. And you guys, it works as a system. So the brushes are numbered in order. And listen, this whole
I really like that.
Yeah, so it's actually a holder, and also I use it as a drying rack. So once you wash your brushes, you want to have 360 degrees of air all the way around. So you can stand it up on its side so the brushes can dry, or you can lay it down on its side so the brushes can dry. And you can put them in both sides. Yeah. So they can go all the way through when you're getting ready to dry them.
I really like that because mine just sits on some paper towel.
So we just upgraded Kluermoi, y'all. But these brushes, you guys, are numbered in order so that you won't be confused about your next steps. They have very descriptive names. I want you to visit matterbrushes.com. And I think I have some more free holders left. So if you use the code VIP1111, after you put both in the cart, then you can get a free holder, okay? VIP1111, and I'll send you this for free if you add both of these to the cart.
They better hurry up because
I only got a few. I promise God, I only got a few. VIP1111. But make sure you get your brushes. Anywho,
bye, my love. Thank you. I love you.
I love you too.
Bye,
I'll talk to you soon, girl. Bye, y'all.